Would you like to get your website to the front page of Google within the next 3 months? I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. Welcome to ProfitCopilot.com. My name is Mick Meaney and I'm here to help you get more website traffic, show you how to convert that into profit so you can profit from your passions. And yesterday I asked my subscribers if they would like a free SEO course. And today I've done that. I've made that course for you. So today is a substantial video. It might be the longest video I have ever made for free. So this is going to really help you to get to the front page of Google faster than you can on your own. And listen, what qualifies me to help you get to the front page of Google? Well, I've been doing this stuff for almost 20 years. My very first internet type job thing when I worked for somebody else was in SEO and web design. So I've got an awful lot of experience and knowledge to share with you that you can use to improve your own websites. But not only that, you can also use this content that I'm giving you today to make more money. You can also charge clients for this service. So I'm giving you the complete A to Z how to optimize a website for the search engines and how you can charge other companies to do that for them too. I've got a really nice strategy for you. So when you watch this training course today, you're going to get a few little ideas and clues on how to actually grow a new business if you wanted to, using this free content that I'm giving you today. And although it's free, you and I both know the true value of this kind of content because practically nobody else gives it away for free. You know, I've got 20 years of experience in this, and the very first training course I made was all about SEO, and that was really in-depth stuff, and I made that almost 10 years ago. But in those 10 years, things have changed a bit. You know, I've simplified the process. I've made it so easy that a complete novice, a complete beginner can just take what I'm about to give you today and use it and get really serious results. So although it's free, it's going to be really beneficial to you should you actually use the content. And that's really the key thing here. You have to implement this stuff. You know, watching the video will only get you so far. So the aim is to get you to the front page within 3 months. I'm actually going to give you a plan for every single month of those 3 months. So what I'm going to do is run you through all the phases that we have to go through to make sure that we're doing things right. Then I'm going to show you how to implement everything. And then I'm going to give you a monthly strategy that you can take for free today and use. So in 3 months' time, you're going to be in a much better position than where you are now. And remember, you can outsource this stuff. You can even charge clients as well. I've got a really nice little strategy inside the training for you. I know firsthand that when it comes to SEO, Google is not to be trusted. It likes to spread a little bit of misinformation about things. So in the course that you're going to get today, you might hear a few things that will contradict what Google says. And that comes from hands-on experience working in the industry. There are things that Google says you should do or you shouldn't do, and they're just flat out lies. They don't like SEOs. They want to stop us from doing our job, right? That's their job. Their job is to prevent us. And of course, there's like 3 different ways of approaching SEO. There's white hat, grey hat, and black hat. For me, this training course is mostly going to be white hat. There's a little bit of grey hat in there towards the end, but it's just something if you're really struggling with like major competitive key phrases. So if you're in a really tightly competitive niche, it might help you. But otherwise, you shouldn't really need to go near any of the grey hat techniques that I've got. So most people will get amazing results with white hat SEO, and that is predominantly what I'm showing you today. And listen, white hat changes over time. Okay, grey hat, black hat, it all changes. Once upon a time, when I first started in this industry, keyword stuffing with porn terms, that was considered white hat. So when Google came along and they said, we will not rank your website if you engage in this practice, that's when it became black hat. And eventually, most techniques that SEOs employ will become black hat over time. So for that reason, what we're doing today is looking at the stuff that has always worked, the stuff that will always work, because we're not pushing the rules, we're not trying to manipulate the algorithm in any serious way. What we're doing is focusing on what is best for your visitors, and they are the priority and the search engines secondary, and that is good SEO. That is how you climb the ranks over time and stay there. But as good as SEO is, we cannot become dependent on it. We need to diversify as many traffic sources as possible, because should those algorithms change, and even though we've done everything the way we're supposed to do it, we can still get hit. I mean, I've seen so many businesses go bust because they have depended on SEO for 100% of their traffic. Don't do it. If you've got the Traffic Secrets training course from me, you've already seen the hundreds of different traffic sources that are available to you. So you do not need to depend on SEO. But as a long-term strategy, SEO is fine. Okay, we all like the free traffic that Google can send us. Hey, if it's going for free, I'll take some, right? But we cannot depend on that. So if you're inside the Traffic Secrets training course, stick with that. Continue to do that, because that is what's going to get you traffic today and tomorrow while you're waiting for that search engine traffic to kick in. And never stop using those strategies that I've given you inside that course. This SEO course is supplemental. It's a good idea to do this for the long term, but do not become dependent on SEO traffic. Okay, let's head over to the computer. Let's get down into it. And listen, if you stay all the way until the end, I've got an extra 4 free traffic sources for you that you can use right now. Okay, and here we are at the computer in front of the digital whiteboard. So let's get down into things. So let's start with the 3 parts of SEO. So we break things down into 3 components. We've actually got a few more to delve deeper into this, but this is a good starting point. So number 1 is research. So research. Then 2 is on-site SEO. And this is everything that we're going to cover today. So you're going to get a whole heap of content. And then number 3 is off-site SEO. So let me drill down into each one of these into a bit more detail for you. So research, this is going to be keyword research and competitor analysis. So we need to know what keywords to choose, to what keywords we should rank for, ones that are going to be fairly easy to get onto the front page of Google. I mean, we want to do this within around 3 months. And we also want to make sure that we've got a nice search volume on there, because there's no point ranking for words and key phrases that nobody is searching for. You know, we're not going to profit from that. So we want to make sure that there's a sizable audience looking for the type of content we're creating. And once we know what type of keywords we need to rank for, then we look at how other people are doing it too. And we might start with competitors, we might start with keyword ideas. It doesn't really matter, as long as we have a good idea of what both of these 2 components are doing. So keyword research and competitor analysis. Then when we get down into number 2, on-site SEO, this is a lot of the stuff that we can control. So we're talking, I'll get into this into a lot more detail in a few minutes, and I'll actually run you through how to do on-site SEO properly so you do get results. This is really optimizing the content on your website for maximum performance in the search engines. And then the final step, off-site SEO. This is where we don't really have that much control over the off-site stuff, but the elements that we do have control over, I'm going to run through with you today. I'm going to show you how to get more backlinks and really increase your position in the SERPs as best we can. I mean, for the large part, that is kind of out of our hands, but I'm going to give you the best possible chance of achieving those kind of results today. Okay, so in addition to those 3 parts, so we've got 3 phases, if you like. We've got research phase, on-site phase, off-site phase. In addition to that, we can break it down even further into these 4 pillars. So 4. So I'm just going to write down the first letter of each pillar. So the first pillar, let's give it an or because that's relevancy. And then the second pillar is crawlability. I'll go through each of these in more detail. The third pillar is engagement. And the 4th pillar is authority. So relevancy, is it useful to humans? And that has got to be our starting point. So it needs to absolutely deliver value and relevancy to human beings and not search engine bots. Crawlability takes care of that aspect. So is it easy for Google to find? Can Google crawl the content? Can it index it easily? And then the third pillar is engagement. Are people interested in it? Are they interacting? So interacting. Are they sharing it? Are they commenting on it? Are they spending time on the website? And then the final pillar is authority. So is it credible? Credible. I think that's how you spell credible. So we need to prove that it's not a spammy website, it's not a fly-by-night thing, that it's got a serious use for humans and for Google. It's delivering content that is engaging, that people want to consume, and it's delivering truthful, actual, accurate information that isn't trying to dupe anyone by using spun content, or it's not doing any dodgy backlinking, that kind of thing. It's getting authoritative links from relevant websites, and it's creating authoritative content that can be trusted. So they are the 4 pillars of SEO. So let's go through them again. Relevancy, to make sure it's useful to humans. Then we need crawlability, to make sure Google can index it and find the content and it's useful to Google. Then we need to make sure that people are interacting, engaging with the content, sharing with it, spending time on the site, and that tells Google that it's valuable. And then we need to have authority to prove that the website is credible. So in this course today, you are going to learn how to do all of these 4 pillars in addition to the 3 phases that I went through just a few minutes ago. Okay, so to really bring this home, to help you get the maximum benefit from this course, I'm going to work on a demo website. So let's drag in a demo website that I set up like years ago. If you're familiar with some of my training courses, you might well know this website. It's the one that I go to when I'm just messing around and I don't really use it for anything too serious other than to show you how to do stuff. So this website has really been through a whole heap of different stuff over my training courses to help illustrate how to do things. So this website is called fruitsmoothierecipes.co.uk, and like 2 or 3 years ago I had this idea of getting into the fruit smoothie niche. And this site, once upon a time, was monetized. It was making around $100 a day from ClickBank, I think. And it was really good for a while until I released some training that showed how I monetize this website step by step. And what happened was, because I created a training course series using this website, of course, a lot of people just copied the website. People even cloned it, took the content, and just because they saw it was successful, they tried to emulate it. Not even emulate it, they just completely took all the content, took everything I was doing, and did their own version. And what happened was the ad rates that I was paying to monetize this website, to get traffic to it and stuff. They went through the roof, and as a result of my own stupidity, it meant the site became less profitable, and it actually ended up just not being worth my time anymore. So it is now just purely a demo site to help people learn stuff. So if you are interested in getting into the fruit smoothie niche, I would be cautious about the whole heap of competition you now face. But that's okay. So we're going to have to do a little bit of housekeeping with this. I'm going to assume that you already have a website up and running. I assume it's going to be WordPress, because most websites are. So for that reason, we're going to go into the dashboard, and here you can see I've got some posts. We're just going to go straight to the plugin section, and we're going to install a few plugins that we need to make life easier for us. So we hit plugins, then we go to add new, and then here we have search by keyword. So I want you to type in tracking code manager, if I've spelled that right, and that should bring back this tracking code manager plugin. So I want to install that. And why we're doing this will become apparent throughout this course. We're actually just going to do a bit of housekeeping, get the codes installed that we need to get installed. Hit activate. This is so slow today. I'm actually using InMotion hosting for this website. I can't really recommend it. For my serious websites, I use CrocWeb and I use SiteGround. Fairly happy with both. So we've got that plugin, the tracking code manager, installed. Let's go back to plugins and install another one. Okay, and this one, you might be familiar with it. So we're going to go Yoast. Install now. Wow, this hosting account is really slow. InMotion hosting, folks. It's finally done it, so hit activate. And then we wait another 3 years for it to actually kick into gear and activate. There we go. So now we've installed Tracking Code Manager and Yoast SEO. So next, we need to go to the Tracking Manager. So hit Settings. Here we can add in some new codes. So okay, let's give it a name. So we call it Google Analytics. Now we need to put in Google Analytics code into our website so we can track what's working. This will tell us how much traffic is coming to our websites, where it's coming from, the keywords and key phrases that people are using to find our website. So we need to get Google Analytics up and running and installed on our websites. So once you have this sorted out in the Tracking Manager plugin, what I want you to do is go to Google Analytics. So that's analytics.google.com. Sign up for an account if you haven't done so already. So let me walk you through setting up your first account. So we want to go to admin and then account, create new, and then we give it a name. So I'm going to call this fruit smoothie site, and then we take the URL, paste it in there, paste it there, then choose a time zone. I'm in the UK, so let me find, where is the UK? United Kingdom. So I'm just going to leave all these as default and get the tracking ID. So accept the terms of service. Do read those if you're concerned about that kind of stuff. And here's the tracking code. So we just grab that. Then we go back to the plugin and we paste the code in like that. And where do we want to add this code? Standard tracking code in WordPress. And which page do you want source code? The whole website. Do you want to exclude some specific pages? No, we want to keep it as is. Then we hit save. Okay, and now our Google Analytics code is installed. Wasn't that easy, right? Simple stuff. Okay, so now we've got that installed. Let me show you what you really need to pay attention to in Google Analytics. So let me bring this out again. So here we go, audience. We can go to overview, and this will tell us all the analytics and stats and metrics. As you can see, I've just installed it, so there's nothing happening on the website at the moment. But if we go down to acquisition, we have a look at all traffic, have a look at channels. And here, when we have some data coming into this website, we will be able to see which channels and sources are getting the most traffic for us. We can also connect it to the Search Console, which I'll show you in a second. We can really dig deep into Google Analytics and get all kinds of amazing information, and we can get the specific search terms that people are using to find our website. So that's a little brief overview of Google Analytics. I would strongly encourage you to install this, get it up and running using this plugin. And we use a plugin because if we change themes, then the code is already going to be live on that new theme. And that's why I encourage you to use a plugin like this. I'm not sure if Yoast SEO is capable of installing or running the Google Analytics code. I'm not too sure about that. I've always used an external plugin because I switch themes sometimes and I want to make sure that everything runs smoothly no matter what theme I'm using. Okay, so we've got that sorted out. Let's add a new tracking code. And actually, we don't need to do that in this. Let's go to Yoast SEO, go to Search Console. Okay, get Google authorization code. Okay, this is really useful. You need to do this as well on all your new websites. So let's go to search.google.com/search-console. So you can just Google that. So maybe we would just Google it like that. Then go to the top one. Start now. Sign up for an account there. Then where we at? We will have access to the Google Search Console. So here I want you to hit this tab, add property, and then we paste in the website URL. So let me grab that again. Paste it in. Okay. And now we're going to have to verify that we are the owners of this website, or we have the authority to do that. So to stay verified, go to property. Okay. Ownership auto verified. Okay, while that is very handy, it's slightly confusing. Maybe because I've already got Yoast up and running. So if we click that, get authorization code, we can sign into the account. Okay, let's figure out another way of let me show you how to do this, because it's important that you know how to do this. Because although it's working great for me at the moment with the auto detect verification thingy, You might not have that that option. So let me show you how to do it manually. So hit settings. Here you can see that I've verified the owner as the owner. So we want to go to one of these. So HTML tag, I think that's right. Okay, yep, HTML tag, and here you've got a meta tag. You've got name, Google site verification, content. You see this piece of code? It's just one string there. Highlight that, copy it, go back to Yoast, paste it in there, and click authenticate. Oh dear, it said code not authorized. So okay, let's try again. So click get authorization code. Hopefully it will work for you, and then hit allow, and then it will give us this code. So we copy that, paste that in, click authenticate, and there, it's done it. Okay. Okay, that took us a little bit of a detour, but we got there in the end. So hopefully now you've got a couple of ways of authenticating the Google Search Console, and we need to do that. We need to authenticate and have this Google Search Console, because it's going to tell us how our website is performing in the search engines. It's going to tell us if there's any problems, that kind of thing. So we need to have that up and running. Okay, so we've got the code tracking manager installed. We've got the Google Analytics code installed. We've got the Search Console authenticated with Yoast SEO, and we've already done an awful lot for our website, and that's going to be really beneficial in the weeks and months and maybe even years to come. But let's go to plugins, add new. We're still not finished with the housekeeping. So what I want you to install now is a caching plugin. This is for page speed. So this is the process that I go through on most of my new websites, or my client websites. So you can do this on your own site. You can charge for this service if you want to make some money on the side or whatever. So here we've got different caching plugins. I would recommend WP Super Cache or W3 Total Cache. I'm just going to install this one because that is the most popular one. So install now. Wait a few minutes or wait a few months for InMotion hosting to decide that it's going to work with us. So hit activate. Hopefully that'll just do its thing. There we go. Okay. Go back to add new plugin. We're not done yet. And want to type in, I think it's Smush. So Smush image compression and optimization. I want you to install that because every time you upload an image now, the WordPress software, this plugin will optimize it and compress it for fast delivery. So it means that our websites load faster, and then hit activate. And there we go. And that is it for WordPress plugins. So we've installed Smush to make the image files smaller. We've installed the tracking code manager to make sure that all our tracking code, and you can use this for Facebook ads, the pixel code as well if you want to. So any type of tracking code is going to remain stable no matter how many times you switch your thing. We've got the W3 Total Cache to make sure that your website loads fast, it runs faster, and then we've got Yoast SEO to make sure that we can optimize every piece of content we publish for maximum results in the search engines. Okay, so we're coming towards the end of the housekeeping section of this course. So let's go back to our website. So you can see I've already got some content on there. What I want you to do is go to the mobile friendly test page. So to get to this page, you type in search.google.com/test/mobile-friendly, or just Google it. Right? It's going to be easy. So we get the URL of our website, and here we're going to test that the theme we're using is mobile friendly. So no matter what theme you're using, you want to run this test. Hit run test. Now it's going to analyze it. It's going to fetch the page, run the test on it to make sure that people using mobile devices can access our web page, and it runs smoothly for them. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to test the speed of the website as well, because we want to make sure that people can access the website fast, and that's one of the major ranking factors in the Google search engine decision making process. So there you can see that the default theme I'm using is not mobile friendly, so I will have to change my theme to something that is mobile friendly. So that tells me something very important that I need to do. So that's really useful. So next we're going to check the page speed. So we go to that URL. That's the page speed insights tool. Excuse me. Again, we grab the URL from there, paste it in, hit analyze. So that's the page speed insights tool. Again, Google it if you don't have the URL, because the actual URL is developers.google.com/speed/page speed/insights. So it's quite a long URL. So, but if you just Google page speed insights, you'll find this page. So here it's going to give us a score out of 100, and it's saying the website is really fast. That's 83 on the mobile version. It's going to give us useful data that we can use. It's going to tell us how we can make the website faster. So analyze your website here. It's going to highlight any major errors, and then go to desktop. Here we can see that on the desktop version, it's lightning fast. It's amazing. So it's 96%. So here it's still going to suggest ways that we can improve the speed of the website. So I would suggest you take the time. Once you've got your theme set up and you know it's a mobile friendly theme, do the page speed insights analyzation thingy and go through the data on there. Fix anything that needs to be fixed so your website is running at optimum speeds. Okay, so next we need to install some Chrome extensions. Now this is going to become really useful for the next phase of this course. We're going to get into the keyword research and the competitor analysis phase. So remember, we had those three phases at the beginning. We had the research phase, then we had the on-site SEO, then the off-site SEO. We're going to now start the first phase of SEO, and that is the keyword research aspect. So I want you to go to Google and I want you to type in keywords everywhere, and it's a free Chrome extension. So install for Chrome, add to Chrome, add extension, and this is an amazing one. I've actually already signed up for this, so maybe it will just work for me now. So let me go to google.com. If I type in keyword, okay, I have to go through the API thingy again. I'll just do that now. Okay, I've validated that now. So if I type in keyword, check out what happens. Okay, if I type in keywords, we're going to get the search volume here. So if I am in the fruit smoothie niche, so I might want to brainstorm a few keyword ideas. So fruit smoothie recipes. Let's have a look at that. So here we've got 27,000 searches per month. The cost per click is $1.36 and the competition level is 0.21. There are about 102 million competing pages. So there's an awful lot of competition and the search volume is very high. But here we've got related keywords that might not have as much competition. So we're going to get into the keyword research aspect in a little bit more detail in a second, but there's also another Chrome extension I want you to install, and this is called SEOquake. So we go there, install the extension for free. I've already got it installed on mine. I'm going to just activate it there, and this is really good for competitor analysis. So it's going to tell us a whole heap of information about every website that we visit, and that will be useful in identifying who our competition is, how they're actually achieving the results that they are achieving, and it will tell us if a website is worth dealing with. So maybe we might want to guest post on a website at some point in the future. All this information will be really good to help us do that. So what I want you to do now is to generate a list of feasible keywords. So we don't want keywords with that much competition, but we want a fairly high search volume too. So fruit smoothie recipes with a search volume of 27,000 people per month and a competition level of over 100 million might be a bit difficult to get onto the front page within 3 months for that specific key phrase. And if we have a look at what else is competing on the front page, so we've got BBC Good Food. I mean, that's an authority site, isn't it? Food Network, BBC again, All Recipes, Jamie Oliver. I mean, these Net Mums, these are huge websites that dominate the front page of the SERPs for this key phrase. So the amount of work and effort that we will have to go through in order to get the front page position for fruit smoothie recipes is crazy. I would say stay away from that one. Instead, drill down into some related keywords. So the nice thing about keywords everywhere is it gives you suggestions that you can use. It tells you, again, the search volume, the cost per click, the competition level. So have a look through this. It tells you what people also search for. And something else I want to show you that's really important is if you have a look down at the bottom of the SERPs page, you'll see other related searches that might not be quite as competitive as the main big key phrase that we're going for. So what I want you to do is get a spreadsheet like this. So in the first column we have keywords, and this is where you're going to list your keyword ideas. Then we have the search volume, the cost per click, the competition level, and the keyword finder score, which I'll get to in a second. So just have that in mind because we're going to use this spreadsheet in a few minutes. So let's go back to the main SERP page that we're looking at. So we've got loads of keyword ideas, but we might want some more. So I want you to type in LSIGraph.com. Now this is going to generate keyword ideas for you. This is LSI keyword generator. So have a look at this. I want you to type in, so fruit smoothie, maybe. Hit I'm not a robot, generate. And now it's going to retrieve even more keyword ideas that we can use. So here you go. How to make fruit smoothie with yogurt. That's one idea. So we can grab that. Let's go to Google. Let's see what the approximate search volume for that is and the competition. So 720 searches per month. That's too low. I wouldn't bother with that if I were you. Frozen fruit smoothie recipes. grab that, have a look. 5,000, that could be a contender. So grab that, paste it into the spreadsheet like that. We grab all that data. Now, when it comes to keyword finder score, we're going to go to KWFinder.com. I've actually got that logged in the other tab. Hang on. So we take this key phrase, then we paste it into keyword finder. And what we're doing here is verifying that it is, in fact, a viable keyword. Now, with keyword finder, I think you can get 5 searches for free every day. I think so. Here it's telling us a whole heap of amazing information about our competitors, about the keyword itself. So it's given us a score of possible, 36 out of 100 possible. And there it's saying the search volume is 2,500. If we have a look at what we've said previously, so keywords everywhere told us 5,400. So as we can see, we've got some minor discrepancies there, but generally speaking, we can see that it's kind of in the same ballpark, so it could be something worth doing. So we want to take that, copy that, paste it into our spreadsheet there. So now we know that this is actually a pretty viable contender. And yeah, we would go through all the key phrases that we can inside our niche, list them all down, do this for every single key phrase that you can, and get a really good picture of what people are searching for in your niche. And we check the language that they're using. This is really important because we need to know the exact type of phrases that people are searching for. So we can grab that, we can verify it even further. So we can go to Google Trends. Just make sure that it's actually an evergreen phrase. So we want to make sure that people are searching for it long term, over years. So here we can see that it dips and peaks, and that's fine, that's normal over the last 12 months. Let's zoom out to the last 5 years, see what's happening. And there you can see it's pretty consistent. Let's zoom out to 2004, and there you can see actually when we zoom out it has increased over time. And there it's pretty much, if we were to average everything out, it's a fairly steady line. So it could be a good niche to get interested, get involved with. What we can do, if we were going for frozen fruit smoothies and we decided that that is the niche, that's the keywords we're going to focus on, then we would have a look at related searches. So this is going to come into play when we're creating our content. So go down to the related searches, copy that, because we know that that is something that Google might expect to see in content. Go through easy fruit smoothie recipes, take a few of these, if it will let me. Okay, paste that in. So there we've got more keyword ideas. Again, I would go through the search volume, the cost per click, the competition level, the KWFinder score. But here, these will eventually become our H2, maybe H3 tags. So I'll get into that later on. I'll actually run you through how to do it. I'll get really specific with you about that. So maybe we want some other keyword ideas. So let's go to UberSuggest from Neil Patel. Go down to United States. What keyword are we going for? So fruit smoothie recipes. So this is another way to find more keyword ideas and check search volume. If you're not happy with any of the tools I've suggested so far, this is another one. I'm not too sure about the accuracy of it, but I think generally speaking, it gives a good indication of the approximate search volume. So as you can see, again, it's in the same ballpark of where we are previously. So there it's saying the search volume is 3,600. So the nice thing about UberSuggest is it'll give you more keyword ideas, and it'll tell you the approximate search volume, the cost per click, and the PD, the SD of each one as well. And you can actually export these to a CSV file or the clipboard if you want to. And again, it's going to have a look at your competition, what's ranking on the front page of the SERPs. And one more keyword research idea that I'd like to give you. This is a really easy one. So we go to Google, type in your keyword phrase and stop. As soon as you hit Google, just stop. Once you've typed in your keyword phrase, don't hit enter or go or anything like that. Just have a look at what else it auto generates. So this is going to give you even more ideas, and this will tell you exactly what people are searching for. So go through these as well. Have a look at the search volume, all that stuff. So we go back to keywords everywhere. Type that in, and there we can see that for this one, it's saying there's not that many people searching for that every month. We might want to double check that with UberSuggest, see what that says. So what we're really doing here is using multiple tools to get a really good idea of what is happening in the niche and really where the profit is. And the profit is in the search volume with the right key phrase, of course. And there you can see. So UberSuggest is saying that this is not a great keyword phrase, so we might want to ignore that. But for keyword ideas, just type in any key phrase. So fruit smoothie recipes, it's going to give you like tons. And actually, fruit smoothies near me, if we were targeting that, if we were doing local SEO, I've actually got separate training that I'd like to make for you specifically for local SEO. If that is of interest to you, let me know, because I've got a few really clever tricks that will help you to get, like, I mean, talking like massive amounts of traffic through local search engine searches and stuff. I'll show you how to do that, only if local SEO is of relevance to you. And I understand that for most people watching this, it's not going to be that important, but if there's a demand for it, I will make that separate training course to show you how to really take advantage. I mean, how to really kill it with local SEO. Okay, so let's move on to the next phase of the research component, this element that we're focused on. Man, this training course is turning out to be a lot longer than I expected it to be. I think that's because I'm actually running you through the real serious, like, I mean, if you want to learn SEO, this is it, right? This is no holds barred. We're actually doing it for real here. You know, there's no theory involved. I'm actually showing you step by step how to SEO a website on your own websites or on your clients' websites, so you can sell this stuff. And I would love to see you do that. I would love to see you make more money, because listen, just from what we've done here, just the half hour or so that I've run you through so far, you know what, I need a cup of coffee. I might take a break and get a cup of coffee. But listen, what I've run you through so far today, you can charge that. You can charge clients $50, $100 just to do keyword research for them. Then you can show them what keywords they could be targeting in their business, what they're missing out on, all the traffic and business they're missing out on. You could show that data to them. You can uncover that data and say, look, if you want me to do this for you for real, to really implement this strategy, I can make sure that you can capitalize on that traffic that you're currently missing out on. You now have already, within the first half hour of this training course, you already have a business model that you can take and use. You can take this to the bank. You can make money from this. Okay, imagine if you just get a handful of clients every week just doing basic keyword research for them. You're charging $50 a time. How many of those are going to say, yes, I want you to actually run the strategy on my site, optimize my site for the search engines? How many clients are going to pay you $500 a month or $1,000, $2,000 a month? Whatever you want to charge, you can charge with SEO as long as you can deliver the results. And by the end of this training course, you'll know exactly how to deliver those results. So this training course is incredibly valuable if you use it, if you put it to good use. So let's crack on. So moving into the next phase of this process, we're going to analyze the competition. So we're already on UberSuggest. So let's have a look at the actual main keywords that we might be targeting. So frozen fruit smoothie recipes in UberSuggest, it's telling us what our competition is. It's giving us the domain score, social shares, estimate traffic levels. And for this, we're going to need, let's go back to spreadsheet. So we're going to take a record, a log of our competition. So let's grab that URL, paste it in, what keywords they're being found for. So we already know that it's frozen fruit smoothie recipes. What's their rank in the SERPs? We can get that if we go to another tool. This is SERPFox. So I've done a little demo here. So I've just typed in problogger.com and I've typed in a few keywords. I'll show you exactly how to do this. And it's shown me the exact position in the SERPs for those key phrases. So you might want to do this on your competitors' websites. More importantly, you want to do this on your own website. So you will want to put into SERP SEO, SERPFox, sorry, the URL of your website, the keywords that you hope to be found for, and then that will give you all the data you need to help track what's working in your SEO campaigns. And I would encourage you to put your clients' websites in that too. So when we uncover that data, so SERP rank, it might be 1, the domain authority might be 67 for that, and the number of backlinks might be something crazy like 37k because it's Food Network. So we would get all that data for each of our competitors and the precise keywords that they're ranking for. Let me show you another few tools to help you uncover your competitors and discover exactly how they're getting those positions in the SERPs. Here we are in the Moz Link Explorer. This is a free tool. I'm not sure how many searches you get per day, but it will give you a whole heap of information about your competitors. So here I've just done problogger.com again because I think that's one of the biggest websites in my niche. And if I were you, I wouldn't target the biggest guys in your niche. I would target maybe the smaller ones that you can actually compete with. I mean, for me to go against ProBlogger at this stage in my journey, it'd be ridiculous. So I'm only using this for example purposes. So here you can see it tells you the domain authority, the linking domains to that website, the inbound links. I mean, just have a look at all these, all these, like the anchor text that the sites are ranking for. I mean, so much information, but pay close attention to inbound links. You want to click on that, and this will tell you exactly who is linking to your competition and where from. So you will want to take a record of this make sure that you can get your content on as many of these websites as well. Because if it's working for this website, it's going to work for yours too. So that's the Moz Link Explorer. Check out the inbound links. Incredibly valuable data there. And have you noticed something with this? So far, we have not paid for any products. We haven't paid for any services. While everything that we're using has got premium versions, we're absolutely not doing that at this stage because we don't need to. If we're working just on our own websites, then we can do everything that we need to do practically for free. Of course, if you want more data and possibly better results, then okay, upgrade to premium versions. But to just get up and rolling, to get started on your own website, you absolutely don't need to spend any money to do high level professional quality SEO that absolutely gets results. Another tool that I'd like to show you when it comes to competitor analysis is, remember we installed SEOquake? Well, if we're going through the SERPs, SEOquake gives us all this data. It tells us how old a page is. It tells us the Alexa rank. Actually, that might be an additional Chrome extension that I'm using, which is a little bit temperamental sometimes, but it gives us a whole heap of data about our competition that we can use. So that's SEOquake, which we went into a little bit earlier. And of course, we've got one of my favorite tools, that's KWFinder, Keyword Finder, KWFinder.com. So it will tell us all the competition that we face, how they're getting the backlinks. So if we click on that, it will take us to the actual page so we can analyze it ourselves. And if we hit that, it will take us to this page where we get a whole heap of data about all of our competition there. So we get the domain authority, page authority, the trust flow, which is becoming an increasingly more important metric as time goes on. We can see the social shares, all kinds of really useful data that we can use to help steal a march on the competition, or at least use that data to help get backlinks to our website, which I'll get into in a few minutes. Okay, so that is the competitor analysis portion of the training course complete. And I think we're maybe 45, 50 minutes into the training course, and you've already got so much valuable information. I know that, you know that, because you can take both of these phases that we've just gone through and you can charge money for each of these. So you can charge for keyword research and you can charge for competitor analysis. You know, each one of those services is worth money, and it opens the door for you to recruit more clients, because you can offer these as services if you want to, or you can use it as a type of lead magnet to get businesses through the door. So you can say, I can promise you free keyword research, and then because you've already delivered so much value to them up front, they will be more inclined to hire you and pay you that £1,000 a month SEO bill that you like to see. So you can see why genuine, legitimate SEOs make an awful lot of money from this stuff, right? Because we do it properly. We don't BS. We don't need to. You know, okay, it takes work. It's hard work, right? But in the space of 45 minutes, you've seen how I can, just for one website in one niche, in the space of 45 minutes, manufacture essentially 2 products that you can sell for maybe $50 each. So that's $100 off 45 minutes worth of work. You know, well, listen, I don't want to put a price on your time. I don't want to limit that for you. So you decide what your time is worth. So when it comes to the actual SEO, on-site SEO, we've got over 200 ranking factors. So Google looks at like 200 different signals and makes a decision on where your piece of content or your website should rank. according to those 200 signals, but we don't need to worry about all 200 of those. I mean, imagine how long that training course would be. My very first training course that I ever created was for SEO, and I went through almost 200 of those signals, and it was a substantial training course, and it was really to take someone from a complete novice right the way over to a professional SEO. Of course, things have moved on now. We don't have to go into as much detail with all of those signals. In fact, there's like 7 that we need to pay attention to, and I'm going to show you what those 7 are. So let's go back to the digital whiteboard. Let me draw on something. So let's call this the 7 ranking factors. Okay, hopefully I've spelled all of that right. My spelling is really bad. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think there's 7. So the first one is the domain name, and I'm going to get down into each of these in a bit more detail as we go. So that's domain name. So domain name. Then the second one is the URL, and that is your domain name plus, so let's give it brackets, so domain name plus, it's usually the page title, so PT. Then 3 is the page title. So hopefully you can see how everything is connecting here. So the URL is actually made up of your domain name plus page title, both of these together. So the fourth one is the backlinks. The fifth one is the actual on-page content, so page content. Actually, let's go back a second. Number 4, backlinks plus anchor text. That's really important. Now, what's anchor text? That is, let me show you an example maybe. So let's go to pretty much any website. Okay, here, best smoothies near me. This is a hyperlink, right? But it's also the text that makes up the hyperlink. So that's your anchor text. And we embed that on our content and other people's content, other people's websites. So it tells Google that that's like a vote for the relevancy of that piece of content. So if you have a piece of content and it says best smoothies, and someone searches for best smoothies, if your content is linked from other pages with that key phrase, best smoothies, that acts as a vote for that key phrase in the SERPs. So you might think, well, the more anchor text we have for a particular key phrase, the better things are for us. And generally speaking, yeah, that's going to help you, but you have to actually be aware that if there's too many of the same anchor text, key phrases, linking to your site, that's going to look really spammy. So we have to make sure it's natural. So we mix things up a little bit. So we have do follow backlinks, we have no follow backlinks, keep it all natural looking. Make sure that the link profile looks organic and natural. So page content. Now, as I said, I'm going to get into each of these in a bit more detail in a second. But page content is really the stuff that we can absolutely control. We have like maximum control over what goes onto our pages and inside our content. So the next one that we've got is social signals. So social signals. And then the last one that we've got is site structure. Oops. Okay, So let's go through each of these in a bit more detail. So I'll just shift this over a little bit so I've got some extra room. What I'm going to do is change color a little bit to differentiate one section from the next. So domain name, we've got 3 types of domain name. So we've got exact match domain, we've got partial match domain, and then we've got branded. So I'll just put a BR for branded. So exact match domains. So an example of that is, where's my fruit smoothie recipes site? So if you have a look at this domain name, fruitsmoothierecipes.co.uk, that's an exact match domain name. However, if you have a look at Profit Copilot, that is a branded domain name. Now you might want somewhere in the middle, which is a partial match domain name. So exact match domain name has all the keywords that you're targeting, and generally speaking, they're okay. But Google has taken a little bit of a dislike to them because of the way some marketers use exact match domain names. They tend to use spun content, which is appalling, and they tend to get spammy backlinks with that high anchor text key phrases in there, which just doesn't look natural. So EMDs are fine if you do it right, if you put your priorities in the right order. So you create content and websites designed for human beings first and robots second. Partial match domains, I think Ike from Internet Marketing Gym, I think he's got a really good example of that in his website. And branded domains, I tend to bounce between branded domains and exact match domains. These are the areas where I live. Most of my websites have got the branded one. Let me undo that, it's a bit messy. So most of my websites are branded. So the URL, as we've already discovered, is domain name plus page title. So let's move on to page title. So here it is going to be your keywords, your main key phrase, at least in some portion of the page title. Let's have a look at an example. So let's go to one of my posts. If the website will ever load. I can't believe how bad InMotion hosting has become. So let's click on that. So why fruit smoothies can lead to a healthy diet. So that might be an exact match key phrase in itself, but we might want to actually go back to the keyword research stage and take something that we know is proven to work. So let's go add a new post. Paste that in there. So frozen fruit smoothie recipes. And as you can see, that could be the title of the article because it's got the keywords in there. Now, in a few minutes, we're going to adjust this a little bit to make sure that it gets a high click-through rate. So we focus on the actual copy, the words of that. So page title need the keywords, which we've got there. Then the backlinks and the anchor text. We don't have that much control over it, but when we get backlinks, they're like a vote of relevancy. So we want to get on authority websites and we want to mix things up a little bit too. So we don't want 100% of the backlinks with the same anchor text or do follow and no follow. So we're going to absolutely mix things up a little bit there, make it really look natural. Then we've got the page content. So this tells Google what it's about. So it's the what. And that's so Google can figure out who to show the page to. And in this section, in the page content, we want to focus on the H1 tags, which I'll get to in a second, the H2 tags, maybe H3. We want to look at alt text. That's a funny T, but it works. So we want to look at the alt text. We want to look at the keywords, the keyword density. So we want about 1% density of the keywords. That's the actual keywords inside the page. So this is getting pretty messy now. But next, we want to have a look at the social signals. So Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. You know, this social signals things. This is fairly misunderstood, I think, because a lot of people think that when you publish your piece of content or a link to your content on Facebook or Twitter, that counts as a social signal. And that's not actually true. A social signal is when that piece of content is shared or engaged with. Then it becomes a social signal that Google will pay attention to. And that tells Google that it's important, that it needs to pay attention to that piece of content because people are sharing with it, they're engaged with it, it has a human aspect to it. People like it, they feel it's important, so Google will think it's important. Next, we have the site structure, and this is really important too. So it really starts with your categories. I'll show you how to do this in a second, because we're going to go through all of this in a minute, and we're going to do it for real. So categories, how do you spell categories? Categories. So we want to make sure things are in the right categories, that it flows naturally. So for example, we could look at Wikipedia. That has a fantastic site structure where everything flows as you would expect it to. So for example, can I drag this down? So let's say we have let's start again. So let's say we've got a fruit. I can't even spell fruit. Why am I in that niche? So fruit website, and we've got a section or a category that might be for apples, and then another section for oranges, and so on. So that's how, if you had a website that was based on fruit, you might want to structure it in that way. So every fruit has its own category. Okay, so let's do it for real. So let me find my website. Here we are. So we've decided that frozen fruit smoothie recipes is going to be a worthwhile key phrase to target. So what we need to do is copy that key phrase, go down to Yoast SEO, you go to edit snippet. So here, add in the title here. Oh dear. So this will tell the search engines what the title is. Now, we want to make sure that we can increase the click-through rate. So frozen fruit smoothie recipes. We might want to give it something like 7 mouth-watering fruit smoothie recipes, or 7 delicious frozen fruit smoothie recipes. we want some good copy in there, and I find that if you put a number in front of the title, then you're going to have better results. People will click through. So this is all about making sure we've got the right keywords in there, and we've also got the right copy, something that will provoke a reaction. So we copied that, and the slug we don't need to worry about because that will auto generate for us if we use this title further up in the page. I'll show you that in a second. Meta description, we need to paste that in here. Then we need to have a look at the other keywords that we've found. So frozen fruit smoothie without yogurt. So where are we at? We might want to put in secondary keywords here. Without yogurt, easy to make, and easy to make, or without yogurt, and suitable for lactose-free diet. Maybe something like that, and then the bar there will turn green and tell us that it's all good. The good thing about Yoast, it will tell us the readability of page 2. Obviously there's no content there, which I'm going to put in a second, but we want to pay attention to that too. The focus keyword, we want to take frozen fruit smoothie recipes, paste that in there too. So it knows that as we're creating this content, it will analyze it for that key phrase. So back up at the top here, we paste in, whoops, we grab that, we paste the SEO title, paste it in, so we've got the good copy there. Okay, it could be better. I'm sure you'll come up with something a bit more interesting than that. So next we want to put in our content, so just going to paste that in. I've actually just taken some demo stuff from eZine articles just for the purpose of this demo. So we've got our content there. We want to make sure that we've got frozen fruit smoothie recipes in the first paragraph, so we want to add that in. So here are 7 delicious, can I spell delicious? You can make on the go and all none use yogurt and are perfect for a lactose-free diet. So we want to have those keywords there, and the title will naturally become a H1 tag, and that's how we want to keep it. So go back to our keyword research portion, grab this, we go down wherever it feels natural, we want to add in this, our secondary keywords. Now we go to paragraph H2, and that's good to go. So now it tells the search engines that, now it tells the search engines that this page is also about this keyword, and then we might want to add a second keyword, key phrase in there, sorry, and so on, like that. Okay, so let's check the focus key phrase. So it's looking good there. It's going to highlight some problems here is Yoast SEO. So internal links, we need to add some links. The key phrase density is 0.2. We need to up that a little bit. I like to put it towards the end of the article. So there you now have 7. Okay. Oh, is that the actual key phrase? Frozen fruit smoothie recipes. Okay, now let's check the density. The key phrase density is 0.3. So we want to put it where it feels natural. We want to put it in there a few more times. I'm just doing this for the purpose of example and nothing else. So obviously don't just sprinkle it through your copy without much thought. You need to embed it properly inside your content, and then that will increase the key phrase density up higher. So now it's saying that 0.8% is great, and it's looking good. The readability isn't too great because we need to really, where I've just pasted in those the key phrase, we need to embed it properly so it reads properly. But just for the purpose of this demo, we don't need to spend that much time on this. I'm sure you've got better things to do than to watch me type out a piece of copy for a page that is never going to go live. So while we're creating the content here, what I'd like you to do is get some images. So at least one good image. For this, we're going to go to this website, librestock.com. I've typed in fruit, so I just want that. It's going to take me to somewhere I can download it for free. Then in WordPress, we can go to set featured image. Let me drag that up so you can actually see it. Set featured image. Grab that. Now I want you to pay attention to the title, caption, alt text, and description. So here we're going to do a little bit of SEO on the images so we maximize the results in the SERPs. So the alt text is going to be your key phrases, your key phrase. So frozen fruit smoothie recipes there. We're going to actually, when you save the image, I want you to rename the image as your key phrase as well, because that will help index it in Google Images. That's really important. It's a step that I've overlooked in this little demo, but don't forget to do that. So rename your images with your key phrases. The caption, so I want you to put in the key phrase in the caption, make it readable. So ingredients for frozen smooth. Can't speak today. I need coffee. Ingredients, and then the description can be pretty much the same as that. So all the wonderful ingredients we use to make mouth-watering fruit smoothie recipes. And then we can set that as the featured image, and it will appear there. So we can add in more images into the piece of content too. I would only have one image with the same alt text as your main keywords. For your other alt text and that kind of thing, I would use secondary keywords, and that will help Google see that you're not trying to spam your way to the top. It's all very natural and organic. Okay, so that's the piece of content done. We've got the title sorted out. We've got the keywords in the title, in the opening paragraph, ideally in the first line. We've got the H2 tags in there. We've got the key phrase at the bottom of the article as well. We've done the SEO title, which isn't perfect here, but for the purpose of demonstration, I think it's okay. Then we've got the meta description as well. We've got the focus key phrase on point. We've got the key phrase density. Okay, we need to add some internal links. There's not a lot of content on my website for me to do that. Then we need to add outbound links as well. In that section, when you add outbound links, I would absolutely make sure that you're linking to high authority websites that are completely trusted. Be careful about who you link to and who links to you as well. We need to be at least cautious of that. So the great thing with Yoast SEO is it gives you exactly everything you need to do to properly optimize your on-site content. So speaking of on-site content, let's go to categories. So here on the left-hand side, click categories. Oh, I forgot to save draft. It's taking quite a while. Okay, now let's go to categories. And here we're going to add new categories. So we're going to add frozen, smoothies, yogurt, free smoothies. Oops, that's a slug. I got ahead of myself there. So add new category, add a second one. Then we can add chocolate smoothies if we wanted to. We can add as many types of smoothies as we like in this section. And this makes sure that we're adding content to the right category. So we might want to go back to our piece of content and make sure that we've now added it to the right category or categories. So for frozen smoothies, and then we would hit publish. So it's just that simple. One more little tip that I'd like to give you is if we go to settings and we go to permalinks, what we're going to do is make sure that the piece of content, all aspect of a website is easy for Google to crawl, and it also boosts the optimization factor as well. So on your default WordPress settings, you might notice that you've got these common settings. By default, it might be set as date and name. What I want you to do is click on custom structure. Notice you've got these sections here at the bottom. So pay attention to that for a second and then delete this string. Just delete it, it's okay. Then click post name. Now you notice you've got this trailing slash thingy. Delete that. Hit .html. And then I want you to hit save changes. Now you don't need to set up redirects or anything like that. All pages will redirect, and I'm going to prove that to you because if we go to my website, fruitsmoothierecipes.co.uk, remember this previous piece of content that had a URL of the old structure? If we click that, there it's automatically redirected to the new URL. And we do that because if we have the post name, we have the keywords in the actual title. Remember this bit of the 7 ranking factors that we need to pay attention to, the URL. Well, that's how, where is my site? That's how we do it. That's how we make sure that the URL has got the right keywords and it's easily indexed by Google too. And the .html, I like to do that on my sites because many years ago, myself and a few colleagues in the SEO industry, we sat down and we tested this. Now, okay, this was early 2000s maybe, but at that time, we saw quite a sizable increase in the SERPs for that suffix. So for the HTML suffix, we tried PHP, ASP. We also tried just nothing, and that was the least successful one for us, which happens to be the WordPress default. Now, over time, things may have changed a bit. So if you're curious about this, or if you're not sure about it, do your own tests. Verify what works for you. You know, I'm basing this information on a test that we ran many years ago, and the chances are that Google has changed the algorithm for that particular signal in that way. I'm not sure how relevant it is anymore. Maybe it's force of habit, and because I've always got good results using .html, because it tells Google and other search engines that this page is made of HTML, and that is the main language of the internet, right? It's what the web is made up of. So we've got all these other languages, we've got other things like ASP, and we've got PHP and stuff, but HTML was the first. It's the oldest. You know, some people like to do HTM, remove the L, which is newer. I go for the oldest, the absolute one that we know has been around since the beginning of the web, and I think that is why it consistently performs the best for me. So maybe you want to apply the HTML for yourself. Do test it if you're not sure, but I would absolutely, without doubt, encourage you to have the post name. So at the very minimum, have post name, because that is going to get you higher up the SERPs in time. Okay, wow, that's on-page SEO figured out, right? We're going to move on to off-site SEO in a few minutes, but instead of just giving you a whole heap of stuff to do, what I'm actually going to do now is break things down into a monthly plan for you, so you have complete direction of where you need to go. You know where you need to go, you know how to get there too. So let's go back to the digital whiteboard. Let me clear that a second. So let's change the color of the pen, and write on the board, let's say SEO month 1. So I'm going to give you a 3-month structure. So this is a 3-month plan that you can use to consistently get more results and more profit for yourself and for your clients. And I keep saying, use this stuff, right? Don't just use it for your stuff, for your own websites and get awesome results. Sell this to other people. Make as much money as you can. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you do that. Because I want you as a YouTube subscriber, or maybe you're even one of my students in my training courses, or a Vault member, where you get the monthly membership. You know, either way, I want you to make as much money and get as much benefit and results from my stuff as possible. So do sell this stuff, right? Charge businesses for it. Okay, so month 1 is we're gonna aim to get to top page 3 to 5 in the SERPs. My 5 looks suspiciously like an S. Anyway, so SERP, a P looks like an R. So let's try that again. SERPs. So we're going to aim to get you in the top 3 to 5 pages in the first month. Obviously, it'd be awesome if we could get to page 1 from the word go, but realistically, that's just not going to happen. So we need to build on it layer by layer, month by month. So on-site SEO, your homework for month 1 is to do on-site SEO. So on-site, and that is things like page titles. Focus on your page titles, all your page titles of all your content. So page titles. Oh, my spelling is atrocious. It worked out in the end though. So that is page title, meta. Oh, look at that. Let's try again. Meta, tags, data, that kind of thing. So you might have noticed, if you've been around SEO a little bit, you might have noticed I haven't really paid much attention to keywords, meta keywords. They're not really used anymore because they were spammed the crap out of. So meta tags, we've got title. Make sure that the meta title is on point. If I can spell it, title plus description. So you need to focus on that. And page title, actually strong copy. I can do a whole course by itself just on writing strong copy. If you want me to do that, let me know in the comments. So we've got strong copy in the page title, in the meta tags. Then we need the H tags sorted out in month 1. So exact key phrase only once. In your H1 tag. Okay. H1 tag just once, exact phrase. Then alt tags. What does that G look like? I'm not sure. Again, exact. Just once per page. Okay. That's your alt tags. And then keywords. Density has got to be the exact. The exact has got to be 1%. Thereabouts. I really wouldn't exceed 1% of the actual keyword density. So next we need, I've actually run out of room, so let me make sure that this is still month 1. Okay, month 1 SEO. So now we need foundational links. Okay, and these are social bookmarks. Image sharing sites. Presentation sites. Video sites. And then we need niche relevant directories. So plus local directories. Okay, so that's your plan for month 1. So let's have a look at it again. So month 1, you got to focus on your on-site SEO. Get your page title strong, your strong copy, really important, because that increases your click-through rate. My ORs are really bad today. So click-through rate. Your meta tags need the keywords in the title and the description. Your H1 tags, just once per page, need your exact keywords. Your alt tags, just once per page, need your exact key phrases again. And the actual keywords themselves, the exact match should not exceed a density of 1%. Then the off-site SEO, we need foundational links. So we use bookmarking websites, image sharing sites, presentation sites, video sites, niche directories, and local directories too. And these ones provide citations. Very, very valuable for SEO. We need those. Okay, so that's your month one plan. It's quite a lot to do. This stuff is hard work. Well, I say hard work. It's work, right? You've seen me in the last hour and a half or whatever it is, run you through doing on-site SEO. Pretty easy. We did a whole heap of research to make sure that the work and the effort that we put in is going to get results, right? There's no point doing this stuff unless it results in money or traffic or whatever metric you want. So that's why we do all the research. So, okay, that's your month one SEO plan. Let's move on to month two. Okay, so let's clear the whiteboard a second. Okay, so let me just, whoops. Okay, month. Okay, make it really clear. Month 2 SEO. So we start with social signals. So this is where we do social media marketing and Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, that kind of thing. And then we start doing something called DAS. This is domain authority stacking. So domain authority stacking is a really interesting aspect of SEO. So you might notice in my Traffic Tuesday videos, I always mention the domain authority, right? The reason why I do that is so you can, I'm speaking to the wrong camera. Okay, the reason that I do that is so you can stack the domains, your linking strategy in the right way. So what happens is your domain authority, the domain authority links that you get from these sites will be structured in such a way to pass the link juice on, pass the authority on to your site. So to do this properly, we mix things up. So we have Web 2.0 sites. We have a whole mix of different types of links with domain authorities, all structured in a way that brings maximum benefit to your website. So we structure it in such a way that it really does boost our search engine rank. So next, in month 2, I want you to focus on press releases. Press releases, and I want you to, if you can, get high authority links from high. Okay, high authority links from websites, excuse me, if possible, like Chamber of Commerce. These are really powerful links. So try your best to get a link from Chamber of Commerce, Better Business Bureau, professional accreditation websites. They're really powerful. EDU, so educational domains. And listen, I don't mean go out and buy a bunch from Fiverr. Those are junk. I'm talking about getting legitimate ones from universities. Really powerful for SEO. So if you can have a link from DMCA, also non-profits, legitimate charity websites, non-profits. It might cost you a little bit of money to do that, but it could be well worth checking it out. So that's your plan for month 2. So as you can see, month 1, we put in a whole heap of work right up front. That's the most time consuming part of SEO. Then month 2, we do less work. It still takes a bit of effort. We have to really get the right kind of websites from authority domains, high authority links to build credibility. But then moving into month 3, which should see us hit the front page of Google, it's going to require less work overall, but more specific, highly targeted work that will help us to get those high search engine placements. So let me clear the board and write on month 3, if I can spell month this time. It's been a long day. Month 3, SEO. Okay. So for this, again, we're going to focus on social signals. This is really important. You need to put emphasis on your social media stuff. Outsource it if you can. Then month 3, we're going to focus on guest blogging. So this is such a powerful aspect. It's a really powerful strategy. It's probably the most powerful SEO strategy we've got in terms of backlinking. So you're going to outreach to bloggers. You're going to maybe even hire a VA to do it. You're going to approach and pitch articles to bloggers, relevant bloggers in your niche. So if you've purchased the Traffic Secrets training course, you'll know how to do that, because I cover that. I mean, this training series that I'm doing today, which I'm giving you for free, works really well with Traffic Secrets. They kind of work side by side. Traffic Secrets is for people who want traffic like right now, today, just want to get it as fast as possible. This free training course, the SEO stuff, is for people who are happy to wait and want to, plan ahead, get traffic. Really, listen, do both, right? Get traffic now as fast as you can, but be thinking long term. So use this course that I've given you today to help with your long term SEO. But don't become dependent on SEO. That's a really dangerous position to be in, because the algorithms change all the time, and you don't want to become dependent on any single one traffic source. And that's why I created the Traffic Secrets training series for you, because I mean, look at all those free traffic sources in that, right? You've seen it, you know what it's like. So you never have to become dependent on any single source. And that is why I created that source. But, this SEO stuff has got its place too. So month 3, we've got guest blogging, so outreach, hire a VA if you can. Make life easy for yourself. And then in a completely separate section, we've got private blog networks. Now, this is where it gets a little bit grey hat. So we buy old domain names, we repoint links to our money websites, maybe to other websites in our network, where basically it works like this. Let me draw a really bad diagram. So this is your money site. Then we have other websites, second tier websites. So they link to that, they link to you. And it creates a kind of network. That's a really bad example, right? That's a bad diagram. But basically, I don't want you to replicate that. Actually, let me scrub that out, because you should not use that as an example. That's a really bad diagram, but it is a grey hat technique. I want to keep this white hat. At the moment, I'm not really using private blog networks. I don't need to be honest. Let me just delete that. If you're interested in private blog networks and how they work, I can make a separate training course for you and show you how to do that. You absolutely don't need them. You know, it's just one of those strategies that that might be useful. Google has come down on them in recent years. So if you are considering using private blog networks, be aware of the risks involved. It is grey hat. I consider it grey hat. Google might deem it completely black hat. So for that reason, I'm not going to delve deep into that technique today. Everything I've given you today, I want it all above board, completely legit, white hat, so you don't have to resort to any underhanded linking strategies or you know, anything unethical in order to get ahead, because the information that I've given you today is certainly enough. And listen, you don't even have to pay attention to the private blog network thing. It can be really useful if you're in highly competitive niches, but otherwise, don't worry too much about it. Okay, that's pretty intense stuff, right? Hopefully you can see the absolute value in this training course that I've given you. So if you want some more traffic sources, I'm going to give them to you for free. Everything I give you is free when you go to profitcopilot.com/traffic. Come on board. I'm going to give you traffic sources so you don't have to depend on Google. You don't have to depend on SEO. You don't have to wait for traffic. You can get it today. You can get it fast. Just come over to profitcopilot.com/traffic and get them. Okay, thank you for checking this out. I hope you found it useful. If you have, give it a thumbs up below. Subscribe to the channel too. And when you do, remember to hit that little notification bell, because that will notify you when I upload another video, which is going to be tomorrow. So thank you for checking this out. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care.